People go out and buy email and contact lists, right? And here we're being paid to collect an email and contact list. That's pretty sweet. And that was probably the most lucrative 2 hours I had of that year. The main reason we got into farming was because we are community builders, and farming to us has always been just sort of the mechanism to build community, but the community is the real reason. That was probably the most lucrative 2 hours I had of that year. We're using resources that we already have to generate extra income and interest in the farm. Farmers make money in 3 ways. They make money by production, which is our classic model. The second way we make money is with property. And then the third way people make money is programming. And most farms that I've talked to don't do much, if any, programming. You really should think about, how am I wired up, as the farmer? Because farms are always truly at their core an expression of the farmer. And so who is the farmer? Well, whoever's running the farm needs to think about, do I love intimate conversations around a table? Maybe that's that small farm to table dinner that's going to be, or some sort of small educational workshop. Do I love, in my case, leading a farm tour of 40 people and having 250 people come out to the farm and have a party? There's no one right way to do this. The right way is going to be what works in your context, in your place, with your wiring. It's a mud oven. It cost us approximately $50 to build because we had to buy some bricks. and maybe 70 because I bought a $20 book as well from called How to Build Your Own Pizza Oven. We didn't charge anybody anything that first year. It was just friends and family. I think we had like 5 people who showed up. They were all friends. But since then it just snowballed. By the end of that season, we were running over 100 people every night. Experiment a little bit first and figure out whether it's worth the squeeze, right? It's not simple. Nobody's pretending that what we're doing is really simple, but it's not also nearly as complex as starting up a restaurant. Don't get infrastructure crazy. Do as little as you possibly can initially, partly because that's how it's going to be profitable. So yeah, they have a really great agritourism policy. It's not cheap. I think pizza night last year for insurance cost us right around $5,000. But $5,000 worth of insurance on an $80,000 enterprise is really, that's a very reasonable spend. We also have in Missouri an agritourism law. It essentially says, when you choose to engage with this activity, in this case agritourism, then you are taking a bunch of risks, and those risks are not the farm's risks. They are the participants' risk. We initially asked our health department, and they said, well, it sounds like a private event, and we don't really have jurisdiction over those. When the inspector came out to meet with us, the head of the department actually, he said, we really like what you do. We see the value in it. We understand that farm to table is a super valuable thing in so many ways, and we want to make sure it keeps happening. So we want to work with you to find ways to, as he said, hold hands with the regulations. Community kitchen that we have on the farm, that's where our interns and apprentices make meals, and we were able to sort of add a commercial dishwasher, and that's it as far as modifications. A hand wash sink and a commercial dishwasher. We have some logging to do where we log when the toppings go out on the table. We do some temperature checking. So we have live music. We have about 250 adults. We do 4 different kinds of pizza. Always primarily oriented around what's coming off the farm. It's every Thursday. It's from May to October. And so that's about typically 24 events. 250 adults is all that we can reasonably accommodate. And that's kind of where our sweet spot lands with our parking lot, which is a field, our capacity with 2 ovens, our rolling and topping tables, kind of everything sort of pointed to that 250. We also have some gluten-free crusts, which we make on farm, and we have kind of a custom make as well. So if people come in and they can't eat dairy products, things like that, then there's accommodation for that. And I mention those because those actually are really Another one of those amenities that doesn't cost us very much, but it's huge for the people who come. Right now, we're charging $18 per adult. We have 0 inclement weather plan. It is purely an outdoor event. We have a little shed over the top of the pizza ovens and the topping tables, but any amount of moisture coming out of the sky at all cancels pizza night, which is a vulnerability, but also we have nothing invested in infrastructure. Walk around the farm with someone who is either sort of a perfectionist or a very detail-oriented person, if they're not, which plenty of farmers aren't. Invite your friend over and say, hey, I want you to walk this with me, and I want you to point at the things that you look at and go, oh, what's going on there? Or, oh, that looks dangerous, or whatever. We're going to let people BYOB. One of the ways we addressed that was holding pizza night on a Thursday night. People who come out on a Thursday night are going to go to work on Friday morning. So by 8 o'clock in the evening, they're like, yep, it's about time to wrap it up. Time to head out. It's a family-friendly event. That's values communication. It's really grassroots in terms of the way it sells itself. Once people come out and experience it, they want to share it with others. About 25% of people have never come to a pizza night before, probably never set foot on the farm before. Another 25% are regulars. So many of our new CSA members are now generated from that tour, from that experience of coming out to the farm. Easily 6,000 people of that 8,000 member list are from pizza night. People go out and buy email and contact lists, right? And here we're being paid to collect an email and contact list. That's pretty sweet. People are going to eat with stunning regularity, 3 times a day, right? But what are they going to eat? Well, we'd love it if they ate food from the farm. That's best for them, it's best for us. So why don't, let's try and make that happen. But the reality is, a CSA share delivered to their doorstep once a week is going to be a good match for parts of that lifespan. So it may work really well in the childhood when they're raising children. But then as they get to have teens, they may not be cooking at home as much because they're going to all the sports events and they're very mobile and they're out and about doing things. More likely, the way they're going to interact with us is pizza night. How do we follow them through the arc of their lives? Or follow is the wrong word, I guess, offer them something that is of value through the arc of their lives. Think about how would you enjoy interacting with people on your farm, and then build the event around that.